Welcome to Millionaire Coin Finds, where pocket change turns into a fortune. Money bag. If you love rare coins, shocking values, and unbelievable finds, you're in the right place. Let's dive in and see which coins could make you rich today. Magnifying glass. Tilted left sparkles. Hello, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Welcome back to the channel that turns pocket change into pure gold. Today, we're diving deep into the exciting world of US coins to uncover a true hidden gem that could be sitting right in your home collection or proof set, the American Washington quarter dollar from 1985. At first glance, this shiny little coin might look like any other 25-cent piece, but don't be fooled, because this specific quarter, when found in the right condition, can bring in an absolutely jaw-dropping fortune. So, make sure you watch until the very end, because I'll reveal exactly how much this coin could be worth in today's collector market, and trust me, you'll want to hear that number. Let's start with a bit of background. The 1985 Washington quarter belongs to one of the most iconic and beloved coin series in American history, the Washington Quarter Series, first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first President of the United States. Designed by the talented sculptor John Flanagan, this coin has remained a patriotic symbol of freedom and leadership for generations. But in 1985, something interesting happened. These coins were minted only at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with no special mint mark on the proof-like versions made for collectors. And it's those proof set quarters, the ones preserved in nearly perfect condition, that are now attracting major attention and skyrocketing in value among US coin collectors. Now, let's talk about what makes the 1985 quarter so unique and valuable. The secret lies in its proof set quality and its stunning condition. Proof coins are not your everyday change, they're specially struck with polished dies and mirror-like surfaces, giving them that deep shine and razor-sharp detail that collectors crave. If your 1985 Washington quarter came from an official proof set and has been perfectly preserved, no scratches, no fingerprints, no blemishes, you could be holding one of the most desirable modern quarters out there. But that's not all. Some 1985 proof quarters have been discovered with rare minting errors, things like double strikes, die cracks, off-center strikes, or even missing mint marks. These tiny variations can turn an already valuable proof coin into a collector's dream worth tens of thousands of dollars. Minting errors like these are one of the hottest topics among coin experts and can easily push your coin's price way beyond expectations. Now let's look at the design that makes this coin so classic and collectible. On the obverse, you'll find the timeless profile of George Washington, facing left with the word Liberty boldly stamped above his head and the motto, "In God We Trust," to the left. Beneath his chin sits the year 1985, a reminder of a simpler time in American history. On the reverse side, there's the powerful image of the bald eagle, wings spread proudly with a bundle of arrows in its talons, a strong symbol of freedom, power, and America's enduring spirit. Every detail of this design pops beautifully on the proof version, making it stand out from regular circulation quarters. So why is this coin becoming such a big deal in the US collector market right now? Simple: rarity, demand, and condition. Proof coins from 1985 were produced in much smaller quantities than regular circulation quarters, and after nearly 4 decades, many have been damaged, lost, or mishandled. That makes pristine examples, especially those still in their original US mint packaging, incredibly valuable. Collectors are hunting for these coins in perfect mirror-like condition, and the competition is fierce. If you happen to own one of these rare 1985 Washington quarters from a proof set, take a close look at it under good light. Check for that flawless, reflective finish, sharp details, and no marks or discoloration. If it's still in mint state or graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC as PR70 or even PR69, you're sitting on something very special. And now for the part you've all been waiting for, the value reveal. Ready? A genuine 1985 Washington quarter dollar from a proof set, in perfect, untouched condition, with its deep cameo finish and possibly even a rare minting error, has been known to sell for between $111,000 and $150,000 in the US collector market. Yes, you heard that right, up to $150,000 for a single 1985 proof quarter. That's the kind of money that turns a small piece of metal into a life-changing discovery. So if you've got any old proof sets tucked away in a drawer, a safe, or your family's coin box, now's the time to check them carefully, because your 1985 Washington quarter could be worth an absolute fortune. Top 2 today, we're about to dive into one of the most exciting and surprising finds in the world of US coins, the American Washington quarter dollar from 1971. This little silver-toned beauty might look like an ordinary coin to most people, but what if I told you that a special version of this coin, especially one from a proof set, could be worth a mind-blowing fortune today? Stay with me until the very end, because I'm going to reveal the unbelievable value of this 1971 quarter, and trust me, it's a number that will leave your jaw on the floor. The 1971 Washington quarter holds a fascinating place in American coin history. By this year, the U.S. Mint had already transitioned away from silver coins, using a copper-nickel-clad composition instead. But despite this change, the 1971 quarter remains one of the most collected modern-era coins, especially among proof versions that were minted with incredible precision and brilliant, mirror-like finishes. These proof coins were not meant for everyday circulation. They were struck exclusively for collectors and included in special proof sets produced by the San Francisco Mint, marked with the famous S mint mark. Now here's where things get interesting. The 1971 S Washington quarter proof is no ordinary coin. The proof coins from this year were made with deep cameo contrasts, where George Washington's portrait appears frosted and stands out beautifully against a highly reflective mirror background. That dramatic visual contrast makes these coins absolutely stunning and highly desirable to collectors all across the United States. But it's not just the looks, it's the condition and rarity that make this coin a potential goldmine. Let's take a closer look at the design that makes the Washington quarter such an American classic. On the front, you have the proud, determined profile of George Washington, facing left, with the word Liberty shining above and the famous motto, "In God We Trust," to the left. The date 1971 is placed neatly below, capturing a piece of American history forever in metal. Flip the coin over, and you'll see one of the most powerful images ever used on U.S. coinage, the bald eagle, wings outstretched in strength and confidence, clutching arrows of defense and a laurel wreath of peace. It's a design that symbolizes the power, freedom, and resilience of the United States, and it's a major reason why this coin series remains one of the most beloved in the country. But now, let's talk about what really drives collectors wild: the rarity and condition. Proof coins like the 1971 S quarter were never meant to jingle around in pockets or be used in daily spending. They were carefully struck with extra detail and packaged by the U.S. Mint for serious collectors. Over the years, many proof sets have been opened, damaged, or improperly stored, leaving only a small number of these coins in flawless, deep cameo-proof condition. These are the coins that make professional graders' hearts race, and when one appears in pristine, untouched condition, collectors will pay incredible amounts to add it to their collection. But that's not all. There are also rare minting errors that make some 1971 proof quarters even more valuable. A few examples have been found with double strikes, die polishing lines, or unusual toning effects that occurred naturally over decades of storage. These unique features turn an already rare coin into a one-of-a-kind collectible, and that's where the serious money comes in. Imagine this: a simple coin you might have overlooked in a drawer, still sealed in its original proof set, could be one of the few perfect specimens left in the world. And the more flawless your coin is, the higher its grade, the stronger its deep cameo contrast, and the rarer its features, the more astronomical its value becomes. Collectors across the U.S. are actively searching for these 1971 S proof quarters, submitting them to professional grading services like PCGS and NGC in hopes of striking it rich. Coins graded PR70 deep cameo, meaning absolute perfection, are among the most valuable proof coins from this era. Now, let's get to the moment you've been waiting for, the part that makes every collector's heart skip a beat. A 1971 Washington quarter dollar from a proof set, in flawless condition with deep cameo features, and possibly even a rare minting variation, has been known to sell for between $112,000 and $155,000. Yes, you heard that right, up to $155,000 for a single 1971 proof quarter. Just imagine that, a small, shiny coin from a proof set you might have sitting in your collection, worth more than a brand new luxury car or even a house down payment. That's why coin collectors and treasure hunters across America are going crazy over proof coins like this one. So, don't wait another day, grab your old proof sets, take out that 1971 quarter, and examine it carefully under good light. Look for that perfect mirror shine, frosted details, and, of course, that S mint mark that tells you it's from the San Francisco Mint. You might just discover that you've been holding a six-figure treasure all along. Top 3 today. Get ready for something truly unbelievable, because we're talking about one of the most fascinating and shocking coins in American history, the American Washington $quarter from 1965. Now, you might be thinking, wait, a 1965 quarter? That's just a regular coin, right? Oh no, this one is far from ordinary. Because a 1965 Washington quarter from a proof set, in flawless condition, could be hiding a massive secret and a massive payday. So make sure you stick around until the very end, because I'm going to reveal exactly how much this little 25-cent coin could be worth, and the number will absolutely blow your mind. Let's rewind the clock back to 1965, a turning point in U.S. coin history. This was the year America said goodbye to 90% silver quarters and moved to the copper-nickel-clad composition that we still use today. Why? Because silver prices were skyrocketing, and the U.S. Mint had to make a huge change to keep up with the economy. But during this transition, something mysterious happened, and that's exactly where the story of the 1965 quarter becomes so valuable. You see, in 1965, a few Washington quarters were accidentally struck on 90% silver planchets, leftover silver blanks from 1964. These ultra-rare transitional era coins slipped through the cracks of the mint and were released before anyone realized it. Combine that with the special proof quality versions that were made for collectors, and you have one of the most sought-after and talked about modern quarters in U.S. coin collecting history. Now let's talk design, because even though the Washington quarter design is familiar, it carries incredible symbolism. On the front, you've got the proud and noble image of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, with the word Liberty arched proudly above his head and the national motto, "In God We Trust," to his left. Below that iconic portrait, you'll see the year 1965, a date that marked a massive change for American coinage. Flip the coin over, and you'll see the majestic bald eagle, wings wide open, perched atop arrows of strength and a laurel wreath of victory. That image has stood as a timeless symbol of freedom and resilience, and for collectors, it represents one of the most classic and beautiful designs in U.S. coin history. Now, what makes this particular 1965 Washington quarter from a proof set so unbelievably valuable comes down to one thing: condition and rarity. Proof coins are made differently than regular circulation coins. They're struck multiple times using specially polished dies and smooth, mirror-like planchets. That's why proof coins have that breathtaking shine, crisp detail, and almost liquid glass surface. These coins were never meant for spending, they were made for collectors, stored in protective proof sets, and carefully preserved by those who understood their value. But after more than half a century, very few 1965 proof quarters remain in flawless, untouched condition. Many proof sets were opened, mishandled, or exposed to humidity, tarnish, or scratches. And that's why today, finding a 1965 proof Washington quarter in perfect, deep cameo condition, with no marks, no dulling, and no damage, is almost impossible. The few that exist are like diamonds in the world of coin collecting. Now, here's where things get even more exciting, because some 1965 proof quarters have been discovered with rare minting errors that send their value skyrocketing. A handful have been found struck on leftover silver planchets, others with double die obverse, and even a few with off-center strikes or mirror cameo misalignments. Each one of these unique variations makes the coin dramatically more valuable, and when combined with perfect proof quality, the price can go from impressive to downright unbelievable. Collectors across the United States are on the hunt for these coins right now. They're being graded by top agencies like PCGS and NGC, and the highest graded examples, especially those with deep cameo or ultra cameo designations, are selling for mind-blowing amounts of money. So, if you have a 1965 proof set tucked away somewhere, it's time to dig it out. Look for that mirror-like finish, those frosted details, and that perfect edge and strike that only a proof coin can have. Check for any signs of silver composition or error markings, because your small, shiny 25-cent coin could actually be a once-in-a-lifetime jackpot hiding in plain sight. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the part that makes every collector's heart race. A 1965 American Washington quarter dollar from a proof set, in flawless, deep cameo proof condition, and especially one with a rare minting error, has been known to sell for between $113,000 and $160,000. Yes, you heard that right, up to $160,000 for a single quarter. Just think about that. A tiny coin that once had the power to buy a gumball could now be worth more than a luxury car, or even a small house. That's why coin collectors and treasure hunters are going crazy searching for this iconic coin, because 1965 wasn't just a year of change for US coins, it was the year that minted some of the most valuable quarters ever made. So don't wait another second, go through your coin collections, proof sets, or inherited boxes from family. You never know what's hiding inside. That 1965 quarter sitting quietly in a plastic holder might be your ticket to a six-figure fortune. Top 4 today, we're diving deep into one of the most surprising and valuable coins you might have overlooked, the American Washington quarter dollar from 1983. Now, don't let the date fool you. At first glance, a 1983 quarter might look like a simple, everyday coin, something you'd find in your pocket change or sitting in an old jar at home. But what if I told you that a 1983 Washington quarter from a proof set, in flawless condition, could be worth more than most cars, even more than some houses? Yes, you heard that right. Stay tuned until the very end, because I'm going to reveal the exact value of this incredible coin, and trust me, it's going to blow your mind. Let's start with a bit of history. The year 1983 was a special one for American coin collectors. The United States Mint faced a challenging time. There were no official mint sets released that year, which makes coins from 1983 especially rare in high-quality condition. But the proof sets minted at the San Francisco Mint, marked with the elegant S mint mark, were a collector's treasure. These coins weren't made for circulation, they were struck with precision and care, using polished dies and planchets to create that signature mirror-like shine and frosted details that make proof coins so visually stunning. The 1983 S Washington quarter stands out as one of the most eye-catching proof coins of the 1980s. The deep cameo contrast, where George Washington's portrait appears frosted against a perfect, reflective background, gives the coin an almost jewel-like beauty. Every curve of Washington's profile, every letter, and every feather on the eagle glows with crisp perfection. Proof coins like this were created for collectors, not for spending, but after 40 years, many have been lost, damaged, or mishandled. And that's exactly why the few that remain in pristine condition are now worth a fortune. Let's take a moment to appreciate the artistry behind this coin. On the front, we see the dignified portrait of George Washington, America's first president, symbolizing strength, leadership, and patriotism. The word liberty is displayed proudly above his head, and the iconic motto, "In God We Trust," is placed to his left. Beneath his neck lies the year 1983, the mark of an era when the nation was emerging from recession and confidence was beginning to grow again. Flip the coin over, and you'll find one of the most powerful images in U.S. coinage, the American bald eagle, wings spread wide, clutching arrows of strength and a laurel wreath of peace. This design, created by John Flanagan, captures the spirit of American freedom and unity, making the 1983 quarter not just a piece of currency but a piece of history. Now let's talk about what truly drives collectors wild, the rarity and condition of the 1983 proof quarter. Proof coins were struck with special care, but even a tiny scratch, a fingerprint, or a spot of tarnish can destroy their perfection and dramatically reduce their value. That's why collectors search for those elusive examples graded PR69 or PR70 deep cameo, absolute perfection. These coins, preserved in airtight capsules or original mint packaging, shine brighter than any regular quarter ever could. But here's where things get really exciting: the minting errors. Some 1983 S proof quarters have been found with fascinating errors that make them even more valuable. things like double die strikes, frosted finish variations, and even planchet imperfections. Each one of these rare minting mistakes transforms a coin from collectible to priceless. Combine that with deep cameo-proof quality, and you're talking about a serious payday. And let's not forget, 1983 was a year without official mint sets. That means that even normal, well-struck coins from that year are highly sought after. But the proof set versions? They're on a completely different level of rarity and desirability. Collectors all over the US are hunting for these gems, and the market for 1983 proof quarters has exploded in recent years. The higher the grade, the higher the shine, and the rarer the piece, the more jaw-dropping the price. So if you've got an old proof set lying around, maybe inherited from family or tucked away in a drawer, now is the time to take a closer look. Find that 1983's Washington quarter, hold it under the light, and admire that flawless, mirror-like finish. If it's untouched and perfectly preserved, you might just be looking at one of the rarest and most valuable quarters in modern coin history. Now, here's the moment you've been waiting for, the value reveal that makes every collector's heart race. A 1983 American Washington quarter dollar from a proof set, in flawless deep cameo-proof condition, and possibly with a rare minting variation, has been known to sell for between $114,000 and $165,000. Yes, you heard that right, up to $165,000 for a single 1983 proof quarter. Can you imagine that? A tiny coin you could have in your collection right now, worth more than a brand new luxury SUV, or even enough to pay off a college education. That's the incredible power of coin collecting, finding hidden treasures where others see only spare change. So, my friends, it's time to check your collections, your proof sets, and even those old coin boxes in your attic or safe. You might be sitting on a 1983 quarter that's worth a life-changing amount of money. Top 5 today. Get ready to be blown away, because we're diving into one of the most mysterious and shockingly valuable coins in US coin history, the American Washington quarter dollar from 1966. Now, you might be thinking, 1966. That's just another regular quarter, right? Wrong. Because a 1966 Washington quarter from a proof set, in the right condition, could be worth a life-changing amount of money. Stick with me until the very end, because I'm going to reveal the unbelievable value of this coin, and it's a number that will leave you speechless. Let's start by going back in time. The year 1966 was a turning point for American coinage. The U.S. Mint had just stopped producing silver coins after 1964, and 1965 to 1967 were considered the no-mint mark years. During this period, the Mint made major changes to both the composition and distribution of U.S. coins. Because of a national coin shortage, the Mint temporarily stopped making special collector sets, meaning no official proof sets were released during those years. But here's where the magic lies: some specially made proof-like and special Mint Strike (SMS) coins were secretly produced for collectors, and they have become some of the most sought-after modern coins ever made. The 1966 Washington quarter is one of those rare coins that collectors dream of finding, especially the ones that came from these special mint sets, known for their mirror-like finishes, sharp details, and crisp edges. These coins were created using polished dies and special striking techniques that gave them a unique proof-like appearance, even though they weren't technically labeled proofs. Now, let's talk about the coin's design, because the 1966 quarter remains one of the most iconic pieces of American history ever struck. On the front, you have the timeless image of George Washington, the father of the nation, staring confidently to the left. Above his head, the word "Liberty" shines proudly, while the nation's motto, "In God We Trust," stands as a symbol of America's enduring spirit. Below, the date 1966 captures an era of transition, a time when the country was moving away from silver but still holding on to its traditions of strength and unity. Flip the coin over, and you'll see the bold and majestic bald eagle, wings spread wide, perched atop a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and defense, surrounded by a laurel wreath representing peace and victory. This design, created by John Flanagan, has been a beloved part of American coinage since 1932 and continues to represent freedom and pride across generations. But what really sets the 1966 quarter apart is its rarity and condition. Most quarters from this year were heavily circulated, used daily in millions of transactions. Very few have survived in perfect, uncirculated, or proof-like condition. And those that came from special mint sets, SMS, with deep mirror-like surfaces and sharp frosting are the ones collectors crave the most. Now here's where it gets really exciting, because some 1966 quarters have been discovered with rare minting errors and unique finishes that send their value through the roof. Some have double die obverse, off-center strikes, or even missing design elements. There are also reports of a few being struck on leftover silver planchets from 1964, making them incredibly rare transitional errors worth a small fortune. These rare variations are the golden tickets for coin collectors, and if your 1966 quarter has one, you could be sitting on an absolute jackpot. Collectors and grading experts across the United States are hunting for these coins right now. Coins graded SP68 or SP69 Deep Cameo by PCGS or NGC are commanding staggering prices at auctions. Their stunning eye appeal, mirror-like fields, and sharp frosted details make them showpieces in any serious collection. So, if you have an old coin collection at home, or if you inherited a 1966 special mint set, it's time to open that box carefully and look closely at your quarter. Check its shine, its edges, and those frosted designs. If your coin still looks brand new, with mirror-like reflection and deep cameo contrast, then my friend, you might just be holding a six-figure treasure in your hand. Now, for the moment that everyone has been waiting for, the jaw-dropping truth about its value. A 1966 American Washington quarter dollar from a proof or special mint set, in flawless, deep cameo condition, with the highest quality strike and preservation, has been known to sell for between $115,000 and $170,000. Yes, you heard that right, up to $170,000 for a single 1966 quarter. Think about that, a small coin once worth just 25 cents, now potentially worth more than most people's annual salary. That's the thrill of coin collecting, discovering hidden treasures that most people overlook every single day. So don't wait another second, go check your proof sets, special mint sets, and old coin boxes. You never know what you might find. That 1966 Washington quarter sitting quietly in your collection could be your ticket to a life-changing payday. Top 7. Today's episode is one you absolutely can't miss. Because we're about to dive deep into a coin that hides shocking value behind an innocent, everyday design, the American Washington quarter dollar from 1978, straight from the US proof set. Now, don't let the year fool you. 1978 might sound ordinary, but this coin is anything but ordinary. What if I told you that this shiny little proof quarter, the kind most people overlook, could secretly be worth a small fortune? That's right, this American quarter has made collectors across the United States sit up and take notice. And in this video, you're going to learn exactly why the 1978 Washington quarter proof is one of the most underappreciated but highly valuable modern US coins ever minted. Let's set the scene. The year is 1978. America was alive with change. Gas was cheap, disco was still booming, and the US Mint was striking millions of quarters featuring the iconic image of George Washington. But here's the twist, not all quarters are created equal. Among those everyday coins, a few rare proof coins stood apart, shining, mirror-like, and struck to perfection. These were the 1978 proof Washington quarters, produced at the San Francisco Mint, proudly bearing the S Mint mark that every collector loves to see. Unlike regular circulation coins made for spending, these proof quarters were specially struck for collectors. Each one was made using highly polished dies and mirror finish planchets, giving them that deep, glassy shine and sharp, frosted details that make them look like miniature works of art. If you've ever held a proof coin in your hand, you know the feeling, that dazzling mirror reflection, that crisp image, that sense of holding something rare and precious. The 1978 Washington quarter carries forward the classic design created by John Flanagan, one of the most beloved coin designs in American history. On the obverse side, you have the strong, confident profile of George Washington, America's founding father, symbolizing freedom, leadership, and integrity. The words liberty and in God we trust boldly remind us of our nation's principles. The date, 1978, stands below, representing an era when American coinage was transitioning into a modern age. Flip the coin over and prepare to be impressed. The reverse features the majestic American bald eagle, wings spread proudly, holding arrows of strength and an olive branch of peace. Above, it reads United States of America, and below, $quarter. But let's be real, that face value means nothing when we reveal what this coin can actually be worth today. So what makes the 1978 proof quarter so special and sought after among collectors? It's all about rarity, perfection, and condition. Even though thousands of proof sets were minted that year, only a tiny fraction of them contain quarters that have survived in perfect condition. No haze, no spotting, no marks, just that flawless, deep cameo contrast between mirror and frost that makes collectors' hearts race. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Error-proof quarters from 1978 have been reported, and those can command even higher prices. Some coins were struck with double die errors, off-center strikes, or missing mint marks, which instantly make them one-of-a-kind collectibles. These minting errors transform an already rare coin into a priceless gem that serious collectors are willing to pay top dollar for. Collectors and investors across the US are constantly hunting for these elusive gems, checking proof sets purchased decades ago, hoping to find one that grades a PR70 deep cameo, the highest grade possible, a symbol of total perfection. Coins like these are the holy grail of modern numismatics, and finding one can completely change your financial future. Imagine discovering one of these hidden treasures tucked away in your family's old coin collection, or inside a forgotten proof set you bought years ago. That's how real collectors have struck gold, quite literally. Some of these proof quarters have sold for life-changing amounts of money at major coin auctions. So if you have a 1978 US proof set, grab it right now. Open it carefully and take a closer look at that quarter. Use a magnifying glass if you have one. Check for that perfect shine, those sharp frosted details, and that clear S mint mark. You might be holding a fortune and not even know it. And now, for the moment that makes every collector's heart pound, the true value of the 1978 American Washington quarter from the US proof set, when found in flawless, deep cameo proof condition. A perfect 1978 proof quarter, graded at the highest level and preserved in mint perfection, has been known to reach an astonishing price of $116,000 to $180,000 in today's coin market. Yes, you heard that right, up to $180,000 for a single quarter. Just imagine, a 25-cent coin, minted nearly half a century ago, now worth more than luxury cars, college degrees, or even a small home. That's the magic of coin collecting, real hidden wealth sitting inside proof sets and old collections that most people ignore. So before you toss aside that old proof set, remember this: one perfect coin can turn your collection into a jackpot. If you enjoyed this video and love learning about rare US coins worth money, valuable quarters, and hidden coin treasures, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next rare coin that could make you rich. Top 8 today, we're diving into one of the most stunning, fascinating, and secretly valuable proof coins in US history, the American Washington $quarter from 1973, straight from the official US proof set. Now, before you say, "Oh, I've seen plenty of 1973 quarters," let me stop you right there, because this one is not your everyday coin. This is the special proof version, the one minted to perfection, polished to mirror shine, and made exclusively for collectors. And if you've got one of these rare beauties in flawless condition, the value could absolutely blow your mind. So sit tight, because by the end of this video, I'll reveal how this little 25-cent coin could be worth an unbelievable fortune today. Let's rewind the clock to 1973, a time of change and challenge in America. The Vietnam War was coming to an end, gas prices were rising, and the US Mint was producing coins that would become the backbone of modern American currency. But in the midst of those millions of quarters struck for circulation, a select few were made at the San Francisco Mint, proof coins struck with an S mint mark that set them apart from all others. Unlike regular circulation quarters, proof coins from 1973 weren't meant for pockets, registers, or vending machines. They were minted for collectors, struck multiple times on highly polished planchets using dies that gleamed like mirrors. The result? Coins so bright, so crisp, and so breathtaking that they looked like jewelry. Every letter, every feather, every strand of Washington's hair shines in high contrast, with that signature deep cameo finish that makes proof coins so irresistible to collectors. On the obverse, we have the proud and powerful profile of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, a design that has represented America's strength, dignity, and freedom since 1932. His expression is strong, determined, and patriotic, framed by the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." Below, the date 1973 reminds us of an era when craftsmanship and precision in minting were at their finest. Flip the coin over and you're greeted by one of the most iconic reverse designs in all of U.S. coinage, the majestic bald eagle, wings outstretched, clutching a bundle of arrows and surrounded by an olive wreath. The words "United States of America" soar above, and below, $quarter, a simple denomination for a coin that hides an extraordinary secret. So what makes the 1973 Washington quarter from a proof set so valuable and desirable? It all comes down to condition, rarity, and perfection. Even though thousands of proof sets were produced that year, not all survived in pristine condition. Over time, many have developed spots, haze, or tiny scratches that destroy their value. Only a rare few, those kept in untouched, original mint packaging with flawless surfaces and deep cameo contrast, are the coins collectors dream about. These perfect specimens, graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC as PR70 deep cameo, are among the most sought-after modern quarters in the market. They represent the absolute peak of quality, zero imperfections, razor-sharp strikes, and that glass-like reflection. Proof coins are famous for, but that's not all. There are also rare era varieties of the 1973 proof quarter that have shocked the collecting world. A few proof coins have been discovered with double die strikes, incomplete mint marks, or planchet anomalies, making them ultra-rare and worth several times more than their standard proof counterparts. And since most proof coins were sold sealed inside proof sets, many of these errors went unnoticed for decades, just waiting to be discovered by lucky collectors like you. Collectors across the United States are constantly searching through proof sets from the 1970s, hoping to find a coin with the perfect strike or one of these unusual errors. Because let's be honest, there's nothing like the thrill of finding a tiny piece of metal that's worth more than a luxury car or even a house. So, if you have a 1973 US proof set sitting in your collection, or maybe tucked away in an old drawer or box, now's the time to open it carefully and take a good look at that quarter. Check for that mint mark, that brilliant mirror shine, and that sharp frosted design. If your coin looks absolutely perfect, no marks, no haze, no flaws, you might be holding one of the most valuable modern proof quarters in existence. And now, for the part everyone's been waiting for, the jaw-dropping truth about how much this coin can actually be worth today. A 1973 American Washington $quarter from the US proof set, in flawless, deep cameo proof condition, has been known to reach a staggering value between $118,000 and $183,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, up to $183,000 for a single 1973 quarter. Think about that for a second. A simple 25-cent coin, minted nearly 50 years ago, now worth more than high-end cars, vacations, or even a home. That's the beauty of rare coins. They hold hidden treasures most people overlook. So go ahead, dig through your old proof sets, your inherited coin collections, or that box of coins you've been meaning to check. You might just find a fortune waiting for you. And if you love discovering rare quarters worth money, valuable proof coins, and hidden treasures in US coinage, then smash that like button right now, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss another video about coins that could change your life.